Today I played again Kid, just 12 years old chess player from Armenia. This game was very interesting as I played Slav defense and it was the most positional Slav defense I have ever played. Let's see how did it go. So I started with d4 as usually, d5, c4 and c6. Well, he did not have that many games on the internet, but based on some games, I figured out that he would play Slav defense. But he did not have exact variation of what he would continue, so I had to repeat all the variations I have, which is very hard before the round, so you have to kind of guess what he will play, or you should just use your brain while playing chess. So that's how it happened here, and let's continue. Knight on f3, knight on f6, and e3. Regular continuation. There's different kind of Slav defenses like g3, b3, takes on d5, etc. But I played e3 for now. And here black has many options like e6, g6, bishop f5, bishop g4, take on c4, etc. and a6 as well. But my opponent decided to play bishop f5, which is the line I really don't like playing against in Slav defense. After e6, it's easier to continue with knight d2 and etc. But after bishop f5, it's getting a bit hard for white to play if black continues playing correctly. Here I played knight c3. I just developed my knight, and as it's in theory, I play like that. e6 and knight on h4. There can be other kind of moves like bishop d3, bishop e2, b3, but bishop d3 gives black chance to trade these slight squared bishops and just simply get equal position. So that's why I didn't want to play bishop d3, and in the line, here is knight on h4, attacking bishop on f5. They have many options like bishop g4, bishop e4, or bishop g6. The best here is to play bishop e4 to let me push f3 and then go back bishop g6. Here I played queen b3. I had some options like to take this bishop on g6 or play bishop d3 or etc. But first I wanted to play queen b3 just to develop my queen and then think if I should have taken g6 bishop or not. Would be much better to take on g6 and then play bishop d3 or queen c2, but somehow I didn't want to end up opening this h file and just simply get some game for black. So that's why I played queen b3. And my opponent played queen c7, correct move, bishop d2, and bishop e7. Everything is according of theory. And g3. g3 was not bad move, but probably better would be to take on g6, and if he would take with pawn to play g3 and protect my pawn on h2, and next I would just simply play bishop d3 and I would have a really good position here. I don't know why I did not decide. I was kind of scared of opening h file, but it actually does not give anything to black, so would be much better to take on g6 for now. I played g3. It's not bad move, protects knight and idea of bishop g2 or just take on g6 then. Knight bd7. Well, knight bd7 is good move, but castle, it just makes black's king safe, etc. So knight bd7 was not bad, but would be much better to play castle. And I played rook c1. Instead of rook c1, I was thinking other options like to take on g6 and then take on d5. I think better would be to take on g6 and then play bishop d3 or just go back with queen on c2 or etc. And I just have pair of bishops advantage, and if he would play queen b6, I can already come back on c2, and with queens, it will be much easier to play for the win. So I played here rook c1. Not bad move, just developing my rook on c file, and also d5 will be hanging. For example, if he castles here, I can take, and if he takes the pawn, there will be knight d5, and I'm just winning the pawn. So that's why here rook c1 was kind of threat, and that's why he played queen b6. So that's the reason I wanted to take this bishop before, because after queen b6, I would not need to take on g6 and trade these queens. I would just simply go back to c2, and then it would be easier for me to play for the win. But here, either I'm forced to take on queen b6, which I really didn't like, because after queen b6, he would take with pawn and he would get a file opened. So that's why I just decided to take on g6, but he had intermediate move. Like, for example, if he would take with pawn, I would just go back with c2 and it would be fine. But he took on b3, which was like good move, and I took, and then he took with h pawn. And here, even though I have pair of bishops and Inji says that I have slightly better, it's still drawish, and it's really hard to develop this position into win a game. I play bishop d3 and he played bishop d6. Good move, just developing his bishop with an idea of king e7 and plus idea of e5, etc. I played king on f2. And also the idea was to simply take on g3 and win the pawn. King on f2 to protect this g3 pawn, and after castle, I played c5. Instead of castle, for him, it would be much better to play g5, just not to allow me to play f4, and it would be much better, but he played castle. I played here c5. The idea of this move is to push this king out of d6 square and then play f4 and not allow to play e5. I think that I was a bit cautious here. I really didn't need to play c5, and moves like g4 or rook e1 or maybe e4 would be much better. But I played here c5. Bishop c7 and f4, just centralizing my pawns, and bishop a5. Here, I was thinking a lot. Actually, nowadays I started thinking a lot during classical games, and I was taking my time so much. And I was thinking, what should I have done here? Should I let him take on c3 knight, or should I play knight b1, or should I play king on f3, or like there are some other options. It was a very hard decision. I was also thinking to play rook on a1, but after rook on a1, I just did not see anything. Like he just goes back, and I did not see how should I have continued this game, right? So I played knight b1 just simply to trade these bishops, but well, he played bishop c7, which was not a great move. And I played knight c3, he played again bishop a5, I played knight b1, he played again bishop c7, and I repeated moves. And I would say that I think it would be much better to continue playing and play king on f3, for example. But well, it's not easy continuation here for white, even though it seems like white has slightly better position, pair of bishops, etc. I did not see any continuation for me. Like for example, moves like g4, there will be some other ideas like knight on e4 or b6, etc. So I did not see how should I have developed my position, and I decided to just simply accept the draw and not complicate any more position. Maybe for next time would be better to study more end games and focus on how can I improve my game after trading queens. So that's why it's really important to study end games. But overall, I'm still happy how this game went. And kids are nowadays really underrated. And I would say that I was a bit scared also to play against 12 years old kids who are really good at memorizing lines and are really, really practiced in chess. But overall, it was nice quick draw, and nice opening study. So if you liked the video, make sure to give thumbs up and subscribe my channel, and let me know in the comments if you play Slav defense.